we have Seth here with us that has joined us live. Hey, Seth, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good to see you guys.
With our customers, if you guys have any questions for Seth, this is the time to ask those questions. But how you doing over there, Seth?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day out here in Colorado.
How's the weather over there?
It can't complain. Probably like, I don't know, barely 80 degrees, no humidity, you know.
Good weather then, good weather.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at like a nice crisp 90 degrees outside right now.
Probably about a little humidity, I'm sure.
Oh, a lot of humidity.
I used to live in Dixie. I lived in Alabama for 10 years. South Carolina after that at the beach, and then North Carolina after that before coming back out.
Gotcha.
I know about that life.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different world over there.
Yes, sir.
But no beaches over there.
Oh, I know. I was like, hey, as long as I can be up to my neck in some ocean water, right. I'm okay with the humidity. But without that, it's a little rough.
Absolutely. So, everybody, this is Seth with Pure Spectrum, but he's going to kind of go over Pure Spectrum and what Pure Spectrum is about. So.
Yeah, we're definitely a brand that focuses on, as you guys were mentioning when we came on, we're a THC-free product, and we chose to sort of market into that athletic marketplace, active lifestyles, because we saw a lot of not just need in that industry or in that marketplace for CBD, but also the credibility that comes with some of that. So our ability to get into some of these professional sports organizations has then led us to be able to join up with Team USA, with USA Triathlon, USA Weightlifting. And then what that does, not only do we get to bring CBD to that marketplace and introduce all these people to the powers of this plant, but it also allows us then to have credibility for customers like my brother, who's an air traffic controller, who, has to worry about, THC, and has to be able to trust the product implicitly. So we've seen a lot of benefit for our other customers with the credibility that comes from that.
Beautiful. And thank you guys. You guys supported us during the Central Florida Throwdown CrossFit.
Absolutely.
We greatly appreciate it. We've had a lot of competitors use a lot of your products at that event, and you guys provided the gifts for us, so we greatly appreciate that.
Excellent.
And that's a beautiful thing to get into the Olympics, and I know you guys were the main sponsor for the Reebok CrossFit competition in 2018, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we were one of the partners. Yeah.
Good deal on that. Good deal.
Yeah, it was an awesome opportunity to introduce CBD to this just whole entirely new space that probably never would, somebody would have come in there for sure. But it was very, very, it was a really rewarding experience to introduce so many people to this.
So why, because Pure Spectrum is really big in kind of like the sports world specifically. What are some benefits that an athlete might be able to reap from taking a Pure Spectrum product for somebody who maybe has never taken CBD before, doesn't know anything about CBD? As an athlete, how can you benefit from it?
Well, I think first and foremost, the best thing we can rely on for us when we're talking to athletes, especially sports specific, if it's a CrossFitter or someone else like that who's putting their body through an incredible amount of training, and the first thing we always point them to is just the firsthand experience that we have from the athletes who come back and tell us, the level of recovery I'm getting, my sleep is so much better. And now that we have the tech to go along with that too, one of our newest affiliates, ambassadors, is Steve Weatherford, who played for the New York Giants and won a Super Bowl against the Patriots. But he actually uses the Whoop band, which I know a lot of CrossFitters use that, and a lot of other people who are training hard. So he actually sat there and was able to look at what this did for his sleep, for his recovery, for his HRT, if that's what you're measuring. So now that we have the tech to see it too, and we see it every single time these people are using it, your recovery is going to improve, your sleep's going to improve. We know the anti-inflammatory properties these products have. So, for me, when I talk to an athlete, it's more of what are you looking for, than what is the specific benefit you might get from this.
Yeah, I noticed one thing with sleep a lot of, and you mentioned it, but like even just with rest, a lot of people might take it for recovery after workout or something. But we do have a lot of returning customers who'll tell us, it helped me a lot with sleep. I didn't even realize I had issues sleeping, or maybe I slept fine, but I get so much better sleep now, and I'm waking up the next day feeling so much better, and kind of able to start that day, or maybe get back to working out when you thought that you wouldn't because you had a strenuous workout yesterday. But it's pretty common. So we see that a lot. People, I don't think, realize how important sleep is to recovery. It's absolutely vital to recovery.
Yeah, and it translates over into so many other. That it was the first thing, honestly, when I first started taking CBD. It was definitely the first thing that I personally noticed. And when I was at the games in 2018, I was amazed. There's a large military presence in CrossFit too. And so when I was at the games, I was talking to so many guys who were coming up and saying, I hadn't slept more than like 3 hours consecutively in 6 years. And I started taking CBD, and it was the first time I'd ever slept 8 hours, in over a decade. So for some of these guys. So, and that's another area we focus real heavily on, our Heroes program for all first responders. If you're out there and you're looking for CBD and you're active duty military, or you're, and I know the rules are strict out there, but if it's all active duty, all veterans, first responders, paramedics, police officers, it's 25% off lifetime. You just email heroes@purespectrumcbd.com, and you can, and Ben, we have a guy dedicated to that program who's a Marine, who will handle your application, get you all approved and everything. You never have to use a code or anything. That 25% off is for life. So we really focus there too, and we know that that's a group that needs that same kind of credibility and trust.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really wonderful.
Definitely, that's outstanding for sure. We've had a lot, sleep, like you guys mentioned, is major. That's where it all starts, During that Central Florida Third Down competition, we had a lot of customers asking for stuff for sleep, so that's definitely where it starts. Let me ask you this, like for sleep, if you were to take a little bit, what kind of dosage would you take for sleep, and what kind of dosage would you take when you wake up in the morning?
Well, for me, I always say, what people always ask me, like, how much do you take? What do you take? I'm a bigger guy. I'm like 6'1", 6'2", probably about 210, 220. So like, I know that, the amount that I may take, I do like taking it in the morning and the evening, both. I use our Black Label. So that's 83 milligrams in a 1 ml dropper. And that's probably an excessive amount for some people. Other people might look at that and be like, 83, those are rookie numbers. So I think it really, what I always encourage customers, especially if you're looking at this for some specific athletic recovery, you need to experiment on yourself, and I think that we have a pretty good idea of where to start. Our best-selling product of all time, number one with a bullet any month, is that 500 milligram 30 serving oil that's going to give you 17 milligrams in that dropper. I think that's a great, there you go.
We sell a whole lot.
Plus, look how beautiful it looks. So that's 17 milligrams in a dropper, and I think that is a great place to start. Some people feel great benefits at that amount.
This is actually one of the bottles we start customers off with.
Yeah, it's a great introductory product. And I still to this
really
day,
good price as well.
Exactly, and we've been able to lower that. That's another. We've lowered our prices twice across the board in the last 2 years. So we're always going to pass on when those raw material prices start to come down, as we've seen them come down. We're always going to make sure to pass that along to the customer. If we see significant decreases, we always make sure to go in there and adjust those prices.
Awesome. Do you guys have? I know there's different cannabinoid profiles for every product. Do you guys have only CBD in your product, or other cannabinoids?
So we start because we start with a full whole plant at the beginning.
Right.
There are we have, but we're also dealing with nature, right? So there's not a specific profile with the miners and what may come in as a miner or trace because we are ultimately dealing with nature. But the area that we do make sure that we're controlling because of the proprietary way and the proprietary blend that we have, we make sure that there's a quick uptake method that's there for people and a long-term method, both within that proprietary blend. So our focus is ultimately is creating a potent, effective product that is reliably known to be THC free and that people can take with trust. There will be those minor cannabinoid profiles at some trace levels and some others, but there's no set for that.
Right, but there are trace levels of like CBC, CBG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you. Good deal. Good deal.
And a lot of times what you see early on too is you'll see those trace, and then as you formulate down even just the introduction of the carrier oil, you may see those drop below what might be considered trace. But that beginning process, yes.
And you know, there's a lot of different carrier oils. What carrier oil do you guys use?
So we have an organic MCT oil in our Pure Spectrum line. That would also be in the Black Label line as well. The 1850, we use a hemp seed oil as the carrier there to give our customers some. That's a sub brand that we acquired last year, and that we now use to sort of give our customers that option. There are a lot of health benefits for hemp seed oil as well. So if they're looking either for the added benefits of there, or maybe it's just a taste thing. But we have a number of employees who that's now their oil of choice for their daily use. Some just because of the taste, others because of those additional benefits.
And what about that terpene profile? What does the terpene profile look like for, maybe just the Pure Spectrum?
Everything that's in those oils is part of the proprietary blend. And proprietary process there. So, but I will say, I think I remember when we were talking before, we actually had a very large vape line for Pure Spectrum that the company started with. Because of all the issues and everything we saw in the vape industry last year, while we were very confident in our ingredients, we thought the responsible thing to do was just suspend that line for that time until the CDC or these other organizations can do some more research and figure out what's the issue here, and whether that's black market stuff or people acting irresponsibly. But with those products, we used we had all real cannabis terpenes that we used for all the flavoring in all those vape lines. So we had like a tangerine, a sour diesel. They were all real cannabis strains that we used for that.
So that was actually from the plant itself, the terpenes from the plant
all natural,
itself.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. We'll go back just a little bit here. You guys, I know you guys are in Colorado. Do you guys grow flowers, or how do you guys do it?
So we have a number of partner farms, but our main farm right now, and the one is on the western slope of Colorado, where a lot of hemp is grown out towards Grand Junction area. But you can actually go on our website and sort of look through our main partner farmers here in Colorado. So we, those are definitely all part of our network. And we have very close relationships. That's something that our CEO, Brady Bell, very passionate about focusing on the farmer. Definitely in the last year, we've seen processors being very predatory towards the farmer with some of these splits and some of the pricing. And that's something that we're never going to be in support of. Brady wants to bring back the $1 million farmer. Hemp can do that, but it can't do it as long as these processors are being predatory with the splits and treating the farmers the way that they are.
Wow.
Huh. Interesting. So you can get all that information off the website.
Yeah. You guys can see who's out there, who's out in the field growing. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And see really where it is and look at pictures. Yeah.
We don't hear a lot of like our vendors talk about that sort of, the backside of things.
Sure. Well, and I think it's important, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be some agriculture expert or like some hemp growing expert or anything like that. That's not what I do. But we are very, very supportive. It is a big part of our brand is to be supportive of the farmer. Brady grew up in Kansas. Our CFO grew up in rural Kansas as well. These are guys who come from an ag background. They come from a farming background, and we don't like what we see when it comes to how these farmers are being treated. So we're going to make sure that we kind of use our place in the industry in a responsible manner, so that we can lead to changes like this. We sued the United States Postal Service because we felt like that was one of our responsibilities as a company our size that could do that. And we were part of that lawsuit that got dismissed against the USPS that allows us to mail all these products to you. So it's more than just a brand here. It's more than just a company. We're about the whole industry.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good deal. So what is Pure Spectrum's mission? Is there a specific goal that you guys like to achieve formulating these hemp products?
Yeah, well, I think in addition to everything that I was just talking about, it is, our technically our mission statement is to improve people's quality of life by connecting them to the healing powers of the hemp plant. That's a simple way of looking at it, but I think you guys can kind of see how that's played out. The responsibility we carry to the industry, but also the responsibility we carry to introducing this product to new markets, to people who maybe never would have been introduced to this before or would have a very adverse reaction to it because of the fact it's cannabis. So I think, it really does boil down to just doing our best to bring this product to as many people as we possibly can.
Good deal. Do you guys grow indoor, outdoor?
Outdoor.
All outdoor. Gotcha. Okay, all outdoor.
But I also don't know too much about the farming. My partner.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, my partner can go like 9 levels deep on all that. I'm like, the plant grows and okay.
Yeah, we're still sometimes at base knowledge, like what is CBD?
We're all learning, and that's isn't that also just one of these amazing things about this too, is we're just scratching the surface because of prohibition, because of the attitudes against us. We're just scratching the surface on like THC and CBD. Then right behind it, you already have other ones that are coming up, and then there's over 100 more. We know so little. Anybody out there who's like, I'm an expert on this, I'm like, okay. Nobody is yet, right? That very few, at least, very few.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn on this stuff.
Certainly.
For sure. There's so many different cannabinoids, and we're just barely scraping the surface on CBD and THC, let alone CBDA, THCA,
CBG, CBC, CBN, all these that all show equal amounts of promise, to CBD, to THC. So it's exciting. And I think as long as, it just is the old adage, he who thinks he knows everything knows nothing. So, if you ever say you know enough and decide to stop learning, you're going to get left in the dust because we're just making such progress with this now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, with that being said, do you guys ever plan on having another line that's full spectrum with all the cannabinoids along with THC and full terpene profile?
I mean, I would say, you never know what the future may hold. With how federal legalization could change that. For right now, there's no plan for that. But because we do want to have a product that we can ship to all 50 states, we can deliver to everybody equally. So, but like I said, I would never say never.
You never know.
Federal laws and changing perceptions can lead to a myriad of things that you may see even possible today. But
okay, is there anything that maybe you guys are working on right now that you wanted to just use the platform right now to talk about, or events or new products?
Sure, sure. We definitely always have products that sort of in the R&D line. Nothing that I could publicly talk about quite yet as far as specific products, but definitely some very, very exciting things coming up. I always tell people, I'm like, if you want to know, kind of get to know more about who the people are that are delivering this product to you. We dropped the first ever CBD reality show. It's on YouTube. Pure Spectrum Life is a docu-series. We had a 13 episode first season that's out there right now, and season 2 is about to kick off. The premiere has all about us signing Steve Weatherford. You get to kind of go behind the scenes and see that. But we take people behind the scenes too. When we signed the USAW and USAT deals, when CBS News this morning came out here and interviewed us, and you get to kind of see, like, meet the people who are packing your order, sending you emails, making the decisions behind the scenes. So it's pretty entertaining, and our customers really seem to like it. So I always just encourage people to find us on their social media channels, and you'll definitely be exposed to that stuff too.
Okay, cool. We know what to keep an eye out for then.
Absolutely, yeah. We were always dropping new stuff too. Before quarantine and everybody getting sent home, we had a weekly live stream on Facebook where we always gave product away. We had a weekly podcast episode that we dropped, but sending everybody home, it's sort of, obviously everybody knows, we all dealt with it. It sort of changes the way everything's getting done. So we were sort of ramping back up right now, and everybody was coming back, but then now it seems like some attitudes may be changing out there. You guys dealing with it certainly in a much bigger way than we are right now. But it puts so much up in the air for the rest of the year and how you're going to plan what you're doing with your business and your brand.
For sure, it's hard to plan when you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. And especially being in Florida in an election year, and there's an outbreak going on, you guys are going to get all of it.
Absolutely, for sure. It's definitely been crazy over there, but it sounds like you guys have been adapting it to it pretty well over there.
Yeah, we actually have had no slowdown.
Really?
Certainly, retail certainly. No way around that. But we had a couple. We shut down at first, and then it was like, okay, what can we do? We can do curbside. Okay, we're going to open up a couple days a week to serve those customers, and as we slowly kind of figured out how to do things, but online, CBD kind of proved to be recession proof in some ways. There was no real dip for us. So our customers rely on these products, and they buy them on a pretty much monthly basis, and we didn't see really too much change from that.
That was important to us too. We were deemed essential, so we were allowed to stay open. But obviously we do have immunocompromised guests who shop with us, and people who have health risks. So we did want to make sure that people who needed their product were still able to get it. So
for those exact same reasons, right?
Yeah. You don't want people to go without, because a lot of people rely on it at this point.
Especially at this point.
And that, and that's one of the things that we talk about a lot here when we're talking about our customers, is not just that, we're talking about their livelihoods when it comes to, making sure that they can trust what's in this product. But also, remembering that this isn't just maybe somebody finishing a workout and taking this to recover. This is people's medicine.
Right.
And so, we try to always acknowledge the fact that some of our customers use it that way. Many of our customers use it that way.
Yeah, we have a lot of customers that use it for a lot of different reasons. So we didn't have to adapt. We do, free curbside pickup. We actually do free deliveries in Lakeland and free shipping across the U.S. with anybody purchase over $50 worth. You're right.
You got to adapt, right?
Absolutely, and it's definitely not about just all the athletes, but we have, parents that brings their kids in here for autism, for anxiety, and then we have those elders that comes in here that uses it for cancer and other different things, and then in between, along with myself,
everything in between, and it's just, we can definitely get caught up in this is why I use it, so therefore this is sort of why everyone uses that idea. But yeah, it's my girlfriend actually works she runs our retail store here in Evergreen, Colorado, and so I get to kind of experience the retail side of it through her work more so than I do, because I'm over at HQ, where I don't kind of deal with the customers every day. I don't see the people every day that are using it. I interact with them maybe on social media or email, but I don't see them walking in and have that relationship. So that's always interesting to sort of remind myself who's using these products.
Yeah, because it's a whole sea of different people, different ailments, different needs. Use it in different ways.
Yeah, and that was the first thing that I loved, and that kind of pleasantly surprised me when I first moved to Colorado, and I went into a dispensary the first time and had that experience for the first time. And I'm looking at the line of people, and I'm like, every color, every age, you know, every subgroup of our society was represented in this line of like 17 people. And I was like, yeah, this is bigger than anything.
I think this is one of those industries we see every kind of person. And
Absolutely.
Very interested. It's a very diverse industry to begin with.
Yeah. And plus, when you add the fact that the THC free side, and then you just bring in this whole new part of that crowd. So you end up with, all the jocks and the stoners are all hanging out together. You know?
Right.
Okay. Does that wrap us up?
I'm glad we're all. I'm gonna kind of throw something at you here, but you know, with this COVID going on here, I mean, do you feel like CBD products helps with COVID?
You know, it's definitely a question. You're not the first person to ask me. That's every single friend I have. But you know, it's one of those things. I lost you guys there for a sec.
Sorry, yeah.
I can still hear you.
Can you hear us at least?
It's all good. I can still hear you.
Okay.
That's weird.
Okay. Anyway,
if you want, I can go. I'll still go ahead and answer that question. So it's definitely a question you get a lot right now. There you go. I can see you now. But I would never. In fact, even in my emails, because I write all the emails that we use in our marketing campaigns, I won't mention it.
Right. Okay.
I think it's cheap. I think it's like a cheap ploy to sort of wrap that.
Okay.
With that being said, anybody who was out there who was looking for ways to make their immune system function in a more efficient manner, who may be worried about getting sick with anything, and wants to sort of improve their immune function long term, it's to say you should be doing that anyway. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. And I truly do believe that, yes, one of those ways is using CBD every day. Not, you know, but I just won't kind of cross that barrier.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
Because I do see people out there doing that, and I'm like,
yeah.
You know, one of them made the headlines. I'm not going to mention any other companies or anything like that. It's not my style. But you know, we all know who you are.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps us up today, Seth.
Well, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed it. I love talking about CBD, obviously. And I'm really, really passionate about what I do, and passionate about this brand and this industry as a whole. So it's always fun to be able to talk to other people who share that passion.
We're happy to have passionate people on this platform.
We're very passionate ourselves. You know, we're all about education, and like you said before, there's so much to learn with this stuff. You know, the second you think you know it all, you have
exactly.
to
Exactly.
So we're always
keep that in mind. All the comments and everything, because there's the comment section. Right.
So maybe we can get you over here one day, or you know, one of your reps one day.
I would love that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I
said, the beach is out there.
Pure Spectrum is probably our best broad spectrum line. I hope the other vendors but you guys are great. You know?
I love hearing I love hearing that. In case the other vendors didn't hear what he said was.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. We Pure Spectrum it is. It's been a line that we've carried since we opened. We have a consistent base who they come back for the same exact thing every time. They know what they want, no question about it. They're looking for their Pure Spectrum. So
excellent. I love hearing that.
Yeah, we know you guys make a really, really quality product, so we're happy to share that with everyone.
Well said. We're happy to share it with everyone as well. Thank you guys, and yeah, thanks for the opportunity today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. I did just want to mention to our customer base really quick one more time, we do have that giveaway. I just wanted to remind you guys, put up, make your posts on social media for that giveaway. We will be choosing a winner probably by mid next week, so just be looking out for that. Other than that, happy Thursday, everyone.
Take it easy, guys. Thank you.